Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. And today I have something very special that popped into my head as soon as I got the horse ranch pack pretty much, which was, wouldn't it be great to have horses on a beach? So I made this lovely tropical island farm is what I'm calling it. And it is in Sulani. It is on the Key Point lot. So it's on the big island basically that's empty. It comes with the whatever that fishing lot trade is. So like there's plentiful fish, which there should be. And it comes out to be 58,228 simoleons. It is 1 bedroom and 2 baths. The downstairs bathroom has the tub and shower, and upstairs just has the shower. Also, there's this little paddock for the horses and a Nectar shack. And I also had my sim plant pineapple, plantain, coconut, and taro plants. So that's great. You'll be ready to harvest those and make some lovely nectar. I did not put the that bowl that you can make the tropical drinks out of. I didn't put that in the kitchen, probably just because I forgot. But you could also get that and make that special island juice, whatever that's called, because I can't think about it at the moment. But that is it for the little bit of background I have. Oh, also I threw in a bunch of these prairie grasses. There you go. I'm stuck on the plantains. I threw in a bunch of the prairie grass. Also, there is a chicken coop. I end up moving stuff around, so I know it looks kind of funny right now, but there you go. I start moving some stuff around. And what I did when I moved my sim in here is I got 2 horses, a goat and a sheep, and like 3 chickens, 2 hens and a rooster. That is what I started off with. And as I was doing a little bit of play testing, making sure my sim could like get around the lot, the horses could eat the food, drink the water, yada yada, I noticed that the chickens were terrorizing my goat. So you'll see in one of the pictures in the screenshots that the poor goat has fainted because the chicken's scared. It's so funny. Now you'll see here as I'm building and working up the landscaping, I have the debug and live edit filters on over in the lower right hand section there, because I did have organized debug on the most recent updated one at this time, but it actually wasn't quite right. Like I couldn't use the eyedropper tool properly. Like the items wouldn't show up when I tried to, but that ended up getting fixed. It got a hot fix later on because Twisted Mexi is wonderful. So you'll see some weird stuff happening with that organized debug if you pay attention to that. I know I do sometimes because I have those mods, so I pay attention to see if those things are working or not. I did have a little bit of trouble, but that's because the mods were not fully updated at that point. They were having some difficulty with those, so that's okay. Eventually it worked out. I decided to put the chicken coop right there in the corner. And then what I did was I just built up some more landscaping around it. So that little tree, that little palm, I ended up sizing it down one, and I added this big, beautiful flowering tree. I'd like to add some shade for the chickens because I figured they probably wouldn't like to be in the direct sun, but maybe they would like to be near the water so they could cool off their little feetses. I thought that would be cute. So here's some coconut trees I threw in there from debug, and then I think I just pulled out the rest of the fruit, and later on my playtester sib planted those. So sorry for the yawn. There's some pineapple, there's some plantain, as I said, and also some taro. And then I think that's about it. I didn't plant that other, what's that root thing? I didn't plant that. My bad. That you can also plant. I add this big fire pit too, which you can't, the seats don't slot to it like the other fire pits do, but I do end up placing some seats around it because I thought that would look cute. That's much later on in the footage here. And then I think I also add like a little outdoor, like the cooking pit. There it is in the sand. I put that just a little closer to the house, and then I changed my mind on the on the fire pit. There it is. I put it right back. And also that lovely island living swing set. I did put that in there as well, just because I didn't make this lot for children, but I figured if kids were swimming up to the island and they wanted to come swing on the swing, they totally could. Or maybe your sim still enjoys swinging on swings. I mean, no problem there. I also threw in that really pretty lit up palm tree. It has string lights around it. I thought that would be really pretty at night, and it was. I did take some nighttime pictures. They will be also in the screenshots. And here I am adding the stuff we need for the horses. I only did one hay trough and one water trough, but you could obviously add more than that. I didn't want to add too many to kind of clutter up the lot for pictures and stuff. So I just did one for now, but if you wanted to add another one, you totally can. There's plenty of room for it. And here's our little Nectar shack that I'm making. This was the first little bit of build mode I actually went into. I made this cute little Nectar shack. Decided to section that little roof piece off with a half wall, and then add a little exhaust chimney in case for any fumes, maybe any fermentation fumes that might come from making the nectar. I thought that was an interesting idea. And then of course I use the Island Living siding. I do end up changing the bottom siding to the starboard siding actually from, I think it's Base Game, but that top little chimney section I keep the blue swatch because I thought that would be really, really, really nice. A little change up in the, in the wallpaper. That's always good to have some diverse color variant. There it is. And then I think I just did some gravel up there because that's funny because it's a roof. And here is the door also from Island Living. I use a lot of Island Living, Jungle Adventure, some Tiny Living, and what else? I use a little bit of High School Years, definitely a lot of Horse Ranch, but I wanted this to be very laid back, tropical, almost like a mermaid lives here, and that's why she doesn't mind being out here in the middle of the ocean because she can get anywhere she wants by swimming. Which is funny because I didn't realize my playtester sim that I pulled out of my unplayed households did actually happen to be a mermaid because she got in the bathtub and all of a sudden a tail flopped over the edge. I was very taken aback by that. But yeah, I think that this came out really cute. Here's the Nectar shack coming together. I put up the racks, that old vintage press there in the corner, and some crates of nectar because I thought that was nice. And I threw down the lovely flooring, the curly wood flooring from Island Living, and just continued the starboard siding for that. Then moving those things around a little bit and moving on to the actual home. Now I did make this little bump out blue, but the rest of the home ends up being this darker wood swatch here. And then the roof gave me a little trouble, so I cut out a bunch of footage, but I think this is pretty much what I end up going with before I added the second floor. I didn't know if I'd be adding a second floor or not, but I do end up adding a second floor, and I'm glad I did because they would be super duper cramped, even just for one sim, if I did not have a second floor for their bedroom. Oh my gosh, I cannot stop yawning today, I'm sorry. But moving in here, working on the floor plan and the placement of the windows, I knew I wanted that big window over there because I imagined that's where the kitchen would go. And I just drew out a little bit of the fence on the back deck area, the, what is that called? Not a deck. I don't remember. My brain's not working. The dock. There we go. The little dock over here. And I do eventually add a little ladder off to the left of the dock. But here I made a little kind of trellis situation up here on this roof piece, and I added those clear glass panels so that your sim will actually get covered if there's a rainstorm. They won't get wet. Anything underneath it won't get damaged or wet or whatever. So I thought that was a neat function. And then I added some vines from Jungle Adventure, and I think those long leafy ones are from Island Living. But here I added that ladder to go down into the water. I thought that was a nice touch. And then I broke out this outrigger boat thing. I was thinking about using the ski boat or the ski-doo thing. It wouldn't fit in that little tiny alcove I made because the water wasn't deep enough. So I just threw out the huge boat, put it right there, and then you'll see that little debug item with the fish rack off to the side. I thought that was a nice little addition. Thought that made a lot of sense. So here is the bathroom I'm making here. I do end up extending it past that little spot right there. Yeah, so it's like a big Tetris piece, it almost looks like. And then over here will be the kitchen. So I kind of just threw down some counters at first. I used the Dream Home Decorator kitchen counters, and then for the upper cabinets I think I used the ones from Parenthood. And I really liked this tall window here in the kitchen area, but it was kind of getting in the way, so you will see later I get rid of that, and instead I just I make like a little, I don't know, is that like an L shape? It's a weird shape. It's a W-shaped kitchen. We'll go with that, or an M-shaped kitchen. It goes all along the side wall and then makes the little corner and then down the front wall as well. So it's a very spacious kitchen. There's many countertops to choose from. So I did try not to clog up all of the countertops with clutter so that everybody, so your sim would have enough room to cook, but also if she had guests over and they wanted to help cook, can totally do that too. So there's the Island Living stand-up shower. I think that toilet is from Tiny Living, and I thought that was very fitting. The sink is from Island Living as well. And I put the toilet in the black swatch because I liked the way it looked next to the sink. But I do end up changing the orientation in here because I wanted to fit the bathtub. So I just kind of placed it there and then moved everything over ever so slightly. And I think the mirror is either from Tiny Living or High School Years, and I can't quite remember. I used that lovely blue tile from Spa Day in the bathroom, and here in the kitchen I used this tile from Jungle Adventure in this lovely blue and gray swatch. I thought it looked nice with the countertops. So here I am rearranging a little bit and making more sense of the kitchen. I didn't want the sink or the stove right next to the fridge. I thought that looked weird. So here's those upper head cabinets from Parenthood I was talking about in the white swatch. And I do move the window down ever so slightly, so I can put more upper cabinets up top and not have it look super strange. And I think it came out really nice in the end. I think I just end up throwing in a little trash can here, and then and the sink, yes. And then I think I end up coming back to it later for the cluttering aspect of it. I didn't want to clutter everything right away because I work in very interesting time increments during the day, according to my children's nap time and bedtime. So I just had to kind of have to make it work little by little. But here is the upper level, and that is where the bedroom will be. So I just moved the roof piece out of the way so I could add that little room. Then I just moved the roof back, and that worked out pretty nicely. There's no roof clipping at all, which is very nice. And I did the same roof swatch and trim swatch. I like that almost braided look to that, the reeds on the roof. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's very tropical and luxurious. And then I threw in these open windows upstairs because I liked the way they looked. And then I was thinking about these windows, but they cut into the roof a little bit. So that is why I do the open windows on either side of the bed. And then right behind the bed, I think I do another one of those long windows with the screens or the shutters on either side. And here's that little square is the bathroom. So I knew I wanted to throw a door in there. I think I just used the base game one. No, I did. I used Dream Home Decorator one. Okay. I was thinking about using the base game one, but I did not. And here I was also thinking about using this window, the kind of poppy out screen eco lifestyle window, but I decided against it. This window is the one that goes behind the bed, and then I use the tropical open window right over there for that window that goes right there looking out onto the water and the dock, and I thought that came out really, really nice. And then I think where the stairs are, yeah, here we go, I put those slatted windows there. So here is most of the room done. I also popped down a little bit of bamboo to hide those vines that looked like they were kind of getting in the way. And then I realized I could move the stairs back a little bit, so I did that, and that made more room, so I didn't have to size down the bamboo quite so much. And the wallpaper you will see is the very pretty base game tropical palm fronds. And here's everything all decorated. I kind of lost the footage / got overexcited and didn't realize I had it paused. So it ended up being decorated really quickly there, and I apologize for that. But here we are finally into the living room. I will go back upstairs and show you a little bit more of the bedroom later on because I throw a couple last minute things in there. But here's working on the living room. I put up this wall here where the steps are temporarily just to line everything up because I really thought I wanted to put the TV on this far wall, but then I kind of decided that would actually be a better space for dining. And then I could not figure out for the life of me where this TV was going to go. And I think it works really nicely here in the corner. I figure your sim will be very busy and won't have a lot of time to watch TV, but when they do, they're going to want to be just in the little corner. They can look out at the water and relax and just chill out. So the table is from Dream Home Decorator, and those chairs are base game, and they are from the that update we had, the base game update, where they added a bunch of different furniture items from like Latin American inspired items, I think. But those chairs are from that, and I think they look really pretty and they match really well with the color scheme. That console table where the TV is from Movie Hangout stuff. Very, very, very pretty swatches on that table too. That was very hard to decide. And then we have a chair and a little stool for sitting on in front of the TV. They were both from Island Living, as is that bookshelf, and the books I think are from Dream Home Decorator. I'm pretty sure. And then of course I was like, oh, I have to throw in more plants here. So that little plant from Greenhouse Haven kit is on the table. That rug is from Laundry Day. And then I think I threw down another rug from Dream Home Decorator. Yes. I think I just sized it up a little with Tool Mod, ever so slightly, because it was kind of small when I had sized it down just one click. And here we are back in the kitchen. I think we're going to be cluttering very shortly, but I added that light from the Desert Luxe kit. And these lights are from the Bloomin' Rooms kit. And what I did was I took two of them, I sized one down, and then I changed the swatches on them. I think one's yellow and one's blue. And I think it looks really pretty right over that table. And of course, a nice ceiling fan in the dining / living area, because I figure if you want to open both doors on either side and get a nice island breeze throughout, because there is no thermostat in here for air conditioning, I thought that would be a nice way to get some airflow and to cool down. So there's some more plants I threw down, and a cutting board and a fruit bowl, that lovely fork and spoon decoration on the wall. And then I picked out this fishing lure box display. So I put it up above the fridge. I think that's from Everyday Clutter Kit. And then I do replace this wall tapestry from Island Living with these hanging plants instead from Movie Hangout stuff. They're really, really, really pretty as well. And the dream catcher is from high school years, I believe. And then here we are cluttering up the kitchen. So the sink area has the sponge and holder and the soap. And then we have a little pot and some spices over here in the corner, and some paper towels as well by the sink. I think that's pretty much it, except for a rug in front of the sink. I left it pretty simple. Oh, I think the last thing I did in the kitchen was I put the herbs that are in that little wall-mounted rack right there on that countertop. And then I pulled out these debug pictures of fish and underwater photos you can get from scuba diving, but obviously I went into debug and live edit. Over here I'm cluttering up this bookshelf. I move up the little watering can and fertilizer and bug sprayer to line up on the bookshelf, and then voila, it's magically decorated. We have a conch shell, a little little island statue, and some starter plants up top, and I think some sunscreen as well. And out here, jumping right to the front porch area, we have just a cute little bench with a pillow and a little console table with, I guess it's an entryway table with a candle and some flowers on it. And then here I add the Jungle Adventure climbing flower wall thingies. I used that on my last build. That was the Mediterranean family home for the Simsy the Simsy puzzle shell, and I really liked how they looked, so I decided to work them in here because those flowers on the ground, they kind of look like they blend. Like maybe that's where they start, and then they go up behind the deck and they come up the side of the house. Thought that was a nice addition. So here I am decorating the bathroom, very similarly to how the upstairs bathroom is decorated. So in case you're wondering, I only really showed this one being decorated for that reason. And then I pull out some clutter, and then I pull out a shelf. Oh, also some soap to go behind the sink, because you can't put a soap on that sink because there's nowhere to put it. But that's okay. Here's a little shelf. I put some perfumes and some bath salts, little like tray of goods, cotton swabs and whatnot. And then just place them with the red OMSP shelf. And that worked out pretty nice. Here's a robe and those messed up towels there from the bathroom clutter kit. I had to include those. I thought messed up towels just made more sense. Everything else in this house is so nice, and it's a very laid back, so just throw them on there. It's not a big deal. And then I replaced the light in the bathroom with the Island Living hanging light as well. On to the back dock area, we have two little sunbathing loungers. Thought it was very cute. And then I was working on a lovely outdoor dining area after I get this end table. So I pulled out the red OMSP shelf again, and I had to draw a little wall temporarily to line up the shelf because I sized down that table. That table is way too fat. It's way too big. I don't like the thickness of that table. So I size it down, then I just draw a little wall and use my shelf to place things on there, and it works out really nice. And then here is our little outdoor dining. I think that is from backyard stuff, and then these chairs are from laundry day. If you hear thunder in the background on this recording, I do apologize. We're having a very lovely rainstorm here in eastern Pennsylvania. So there is that candle again from the front porch. I used it back here as well. Maybe they got them in bulk, or maybe they made them. I don't know. They're on an island. And then the what is this? Laundry day rug, another laundry day rug. Love those. They're very bohemian, very, island and relaxation to me. And then I added some more plants. So that little bonsai tree looking doohickey, and also that little Zen garden. I put those next to each other. And then I think the only other plant I picked out was, what was it? Yeah, the lemon tree. This little lemon tree I thought was so cute. I wish we could actually harvest lemons from that. That'd be cute. Oh, and also this big banana leaf tree. And I just wanted to make sure it didn't clip with the above awning. Continued those outdoor lights from the front, and now we are back here finishing up working on the Nectar shack, getting everything a little bit more luscious. And you will see my two horsies over there, and there's also a goat and a little sheepy. They're so cute. I love them so much. I will actually be playing on this lot. I might move in a different sim, but I will be playing on this lot because it looks so cool. Added a bunch more tall grass and fern and bromeliad and that really skinny double palm tree looking thing. Here's the bedroom. So you see it's very, very minimally decorated, but I wanted it to look just very serene and relaxing. I didn't want any fish hanging on the wall. I thought that would be weird. So I think what I ended up doing is going into debug or live edit, and I pull out that turtle crossing sign and I just kind of push it into the wall, so it just looks like it's, just the plaque hanging on the wall there. And I think I add one more plant to the dresser, and that is about it for the upstairs. And then here we are finishing up some touches on the outside. And a lovely live mode view of our farm with our white horsey running around like crazy, and the lovely chocolate brown male horse just sitting there taking it all in. And of course you saw the goat just jumping by. It was very, very calm, very peaceful. And our playtester sim is over there watering your plants for you, so you are welcome. And I think I got, 3 chickens, right? 3 chickens. But that will do it for me for today. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and also leave any comments in the description box down below if there's anything else you would like to see in the future. And I will leave you with the 2 horsies nuzzling over there. And you enjoy the screenshots and the music. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.